Good day, viewers. My pleasure talking to you from this book of my daddy, The Power of Stellar Heaven. We will be looking at the enlightened ones. My name still remains Oby Udeze. You are regular host. The concept of the enlightened ones centers on the ideas that God's people are meant to function as spiritual luminaries, sources of light that reveals truth, direction, and divine presence in a dark world. Isaiah 61:3, Matthew 5:14-15, and Ephesians 1:18 emphasizes that believers are called to rise, shine, and allow the light of God to be manifested through them. Enlightenment refers to the illumination of the human mind and spirit through divine revelation, enabling individuals to understand God's purpose and fulfill their destiny. The earth is portrayed as a place filled with darkness, ignorance, and confusion. Because of this darkness, humanity needs illumination. Those who carry divine enlightenment are introduced to the world through the light they shine. The ability to shine gives them influence and leadership. Jesus Christ is presented as the perfect example of this principle. When he came to the earth, he declared himself the light of the world, bringing spiritual enlightenment that revealed the nature of God and the path of salvation for humanity. God's life and nature are established in light. Spiritual light represents revelational knowledge, which is the understanding of divine mysteries and truths. Through this light, God imparts his life and destiny to his people. The depth of God, the depth of what God accomplishes through individual is determined by the level of revelation they possess. Jesus Christ fulfilled his mission on earth because he operated through the revealed knowledge given to him by their Father. Therefore, the measure of enlightenment within a person determines the scope of the impact and spiritual authority. Light also has the power to transform chaos into order. When darkness and formlessness existed at the beginning of creation, God introduced light, which enabled him to shape and organize the world. In the same way, enlightenment has the power to remove confusion and restore purpose in human life. When individuals receive spiritual illumination, they gain clarity about their future, develop confidence, and become fearless in fulfilling their destiny. The presence of divine light within the human soul provides strength to overcome affliction, oppression, and the influence of evil. Because light carries power, even evil forces attempt to imitate or manipulate it. The topic explains that Satan sometimes disguises himself as an angel of light in order to create deception. His goal is to confuse people and prevent them from revealing true spiritual illumination. Despite such deception, genuine spiritual light cannot be extinguished. It represents the omnipotent life of God, which cannot be destroyed by darkness. Jesus Christ is used as the ultimate example of the indestructible nature of spiritual light. Although he was crucified and buried, the divine light within him could not be extinguished. That same light raised him from the grave and established his immortality. His resurrection demonstrated that spiritual light possesses life-giving power, capable of overcoming death itself. Through revelation and obedience, Jesus ascended into a position of divine authority and shared power with God. However, the work of darkness seeks to hinder this process. Witchcraft and demonic manipulations are described as forces that attempt to veil the heaven of individuals, their spiritual awareness and connection to divine light. These forces seek to build the minds of people so they cannot recognize the value of spiritual enlightenment. By replacing true revelation with empty intellectual knowledge or deception, they attempt to weaken destiny and prevent individuals from fulfilling their calling. To counter this, individuals must protect the spiritual environment and maintain constant connection with God's light. Prayer, revelation, and obedience are necessary to prevent negative spiritual influences from occupying one's destiny. The story of Daniel illustrates the principle where spiritual warfare occurred in the heavenly realm while he persists in prayer. Through perseverance and divine intervention, the obstacles were overcome. Ultimately, the strength and value of a person's destiny depend on the level of spiritual light within them. Enlightenment reveals purpose, empowers individuals to overcome darkness, and equips them to fulfill God's plans. The worth of the human soul is therefore measured by its illumination. As the soul is transformed through the word of God and spiritual revelation, it becomes capable of manifesting divine life and participating in God's eternal purposes. The enlightened ones are those who carry the light of divine revelation. Through spiritual illumination, they overcome darkness, establish their destiny, and become instruments through which God reveals His glory to the world. Thank you. We have come to the end of today's episode. I love you plenty from my heart. I will see you same time next week. Bye.